Proverbs 15, Part A, the first 11 verses. A gentle response, a mild one, that is tender, soft, and delicate, diverts the poisonous heat of a seething fury. It returns or restores things to their prior status quo. But a harsh verbal jab, a painful, heavy, and hurtful concrete word, stirs up anger. It causes seething rage to rear up and rise higher from there. The language of wise people, those who embody the ability to skillfully construct, like a craftsman, with the insights of their probing curiosity, their language improves the comprehension of experience, and with it creates an exquisitely tailored purpose that is artistically alluring. But the mouth of dumb brutes uncontrollably gushes defiant self-destructiveness, and it spews out expressions of a stubborn, know-it-all attitude. The eyes of Yahweh, the existing of all existence, are in every place at once, scouting and observing both malice and tailored beauty, harm and benefit, the corruption of rot and the flourishing source of more life, the beautifully functional and the dysfunctional, the destructive and the exquisitely purposeful. Healthy language, the kind that restores to wholeness and that is healing, is a rooted source of vibrant, multifaceted aliveness, and one that you can build with. But treacherous distortions create breaks in the animating drive of a being. Distortions shatter. They create splits, ruptures, and breaches. They weaken or even destroy the wind in a person's sails, and those betrayals fracture the energetic force that propels them forward. In other words, it is no small or harmless thing to distort reality. A self-destructive know-it-all, someone who is quarrelsome and rash, who stubbornly insists on doing it their own way, despite the evidence that their way is bad and despite the consequences. This slave to their own stubbornness belittles and contemptuously rejects his father's corrective training, as well as the productive restraints of his constructive discipline. But whoever carefully observes and protectively watches over the valuable lessons of a well-reasoned case, one that is convincingly argued with clarity and evidence in order to expose the truth, justly convicting and holding them to account, whoever carefully pays attention to that is a prudent navigator. He is a cautiously transparent person, one with subtle and smooth polish, who demonstrates and lives out an attitude of navigating with careful skepticism, tactics, and cunning. In the home of those who take responsibility for embodying and conforming to the ultimate standard of just integrity, there is impressively abundant treasure, value, resources, strength, stability, and sufficiency. But in the harvest or generated revenue of the hostile, defiantly unjust criminal, in the guilty convict's livelihood or income, is turbulent and murky turmoil, suffering, confusion, and troubling disturbances are stirred up by their immoral wrongs. ones that are severe enough to shake the foundations of a person or society. The lips of wise people, those who embody the ability to skillfully construct like a craftsman with the insights of their probing curiosity, the edge of their words spreads and disseminates the ability to comprehend experience. It both disperses this ability like scattering seeds, and it scatters as in it sifts to separate the grain from the chaff, distinguishing the nourishing sustenance from the trash. But that is not at all true for the heart of dumb brutes, the place where their thoughts, emotions, inclinations, and conscience blend to form their will. Their decision-making core isn't capable of forming that kind of solid base. The blood sacrifice of the hostile, defiantly unjust criminal, the guilty convict's life-filled sacrifice, is revolting to Yahweh, the existing of all existence. But the introspective prayer of those straightforward and direct people who aim up with sincere integrity and a level approach, when they self-assess with God to align themselves right, it pleases Him on a deliberate level and results in His goodwill. The life path, the conduct, route, and destination of the hostile, defiantly unjust criminal is revolting to Yahweh, the existing of all existence. But He loves, and love being desire or passion plus attachment or commitment, He cherishes those who pursue the high-quality actions that reflect and embody the ultimate standard of just integrity. Unpleasant constructive discipline and hurtful or distressing corrective training are ahead for the one who abandons the communal highway. But whoever persistently detests a well-reasoned case, one that is convincingly argued with clarity and evidence in order to expose the truth, justly convicting and holding them to account, whoever hostilely opposes that will die. The dead, dark, and silent underworld of graves, and the place of destruction, the abyss of doom and cataclysmic final loss. Both of those places lie exposed in front of Yahweh, the existing of all existence. So truly, how much more transparently exposed are earthling sons' hearts, the place where their thoughts, emotions, inclinations, and conscience blend to form their will. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, He would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me, and if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.